This is Call Me Al with Al Iaquinta.
What's going on?
Yes, we are back. We almost didn't make it. Just getting into the training, getting into training camp schedule. Obviously, that comes before everything.
Yeah.
There's no Call Me Al podcast if I get my ass kicked.
No, how's training going, bud?
So far, so good. It's been a long road back. I haven't felt this good in a long time. So, had my first real hard sparring session on Tuesday. Got beat up a little bit and punched around for the first time, but did some good things. It's good. You take a lot of time away, and then when you come back, you feel refreshed, feel good. Sometimes you need a break. You overdo it. You burn out. You take a little break. And then Avanish Tiwari is asking me, what's next for you after you beat Bobby Green? Jesus, man, let's take one thing at a time here, huh? We're talking about being back. We're ready to go. Bobby Green is in for a night. He's in for a tough night because this has been a long time coming. Notorious style bender.
What is that?
What's up?
The Styles.
Styles. John Flaherty, what's up, dude? What's up, fellas? Aaron, what do we got, man? What's going on? What have you been up to?
Listen, I had kind of an easy Labor Day weekend. I didn't do a whole lot. I did a little barbecuing. I just kind of hung around the house. Part of my family went to Nashville, so I had to stay home, stay behind, and make sure the house stayed a little quiet. That was my job. And then my son came home to visit from college. But low key weekend. What about you?
Nice. I don't know. I trained a lot. Went surfing with one of my buddies down in Long Beach. Got some waves in. The waves are going to be crazy today and tomorrow. I'm pretty pissed. This fighting thing is getting in the way of my surfing career. my non-existent. So I'm just trying to pick up surfing a little bit. You know what I mean? But fighting is really messing that up. But the waves are going to be crazy. The Hurricane Larry is coming through.
Oh my gosh.
Another one. I think this is going to be a hurricane season for the books. So far, there have been 3 pretty solid hurricanes with some brought in some good waves. What do we have? Henri. Then it was what was Irma or something? I don't know. And now we got Larry. Hijkl. I think the I one was
Irene.
Was it Irene, right?
Yeah.
So we've had 3 hurricanes so far that have brought waves like 6 feet plus, and it's just barely September. So I think compared to last year, this is we're already 3 ahead of the game. I'm just hoping they stay this way.
Are you getting pounded with the rain?
A lot of rain, which is fine. Saves water on the lawns. We just freaking we don't gotta put the sprinklers on. As long as it's not windy and we don't want no category 2s. Give us category 1s all day. They're actually a little fun, As long as no one gets hurt, no one really gets flooded. But yeah, that's about it, man. You gotta push a man. Southern California, that's where it's at, man. It's like compared to the East Coast, it's like a wave pool. They're just constantly rolling in. Tony Bananas, what's up, dude?
Tony B.
Why haven't you been on the Joey Diaz podcast? Pusher Man's asking. I'm sure he loves you. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Joey Diaz. Guys, that is one of a kind dude, huh? That guy's got stories for days.
I will tell you this, Joey Diaz, fan of the Iaquinta Realty Twitter account.
That's awesome.
He's the man. I sent out feelers when we first started doing the podcast, and he replied back, that's awesome. But I didn't ask him to come on or anything. But maybe someday. I wanted to make sure our shit was together first.
Yeah. I don't know. Joey Diaz turned the leaf in the last year. So much more energy. I don't know how could he have that much more energy than he had? He always had good energy.
He's hilarious. Okay, so there's a lot of big training going on in your the Longo group here. How do Merab and Aljo look coming into their big fights?
Man, I was moving with Aljo and Merab both on Tuesday. And yeah, they're on point. Merab's going, he's leaving in 2 weeks. Aljo's got, I think, 7.5, 8 weeks. And they're already firing on all cylinders. Merab and his stand-up has come so far.
Yeah.
His stand-up was always good, but his confidence in it, and you mix that with the takedowns, because I think everyone's going to be fearing his takedowns. He's relentless, and he wants to get you down. He's getting you down, unless you really are only focused on that. And if you are, he's starting to get some pop in those hands. He puts 1 or 2 on the chin. Marlon's gonna feel it. He's gonna get stung. So I think he's in for a long night. Anyone that's in there with Merab is in for a long night. But yeah, his striking's been looking good.
Merab just looks like a constant swarm, no matter what he does. Like you can't get him off you.
No, he 100%. He he's just nonstop. God forbid you get tired against Merab. It's a bad night. It's a bad night. It's just keeping up with his pace. His pace is relentless. He just goes and goes and goes.
Now,
and I'm bigger than him,
Yeah, I can't imagine what Chiesa was talking about sparring with him. Chiesa was probably walks around at 190. It said he couldn't get him off him. He said,
I don't think Merab cares. I don't know if we ever talked about oh shit, now I'm gonna freaking Kevin James. Did we ever talk about Kevin James? Merab sparring with Kevin James?
No. Did this really happen?
So
himself.
Kevin James, he was coming down for a while to the gym, and he'd move around with the guys. He'd come in, and we all know who he is. Obviously, King of Queens. He's just all over all the movies that he's been in and everything. And he's a Long Island guy, so everybody from Long Island knows who he is and definitely respects his work. The best thing about Kevin James is that he's just as cool, if not cooler, in real life than you would think he is from how he is on TV. A lot of the guys there, you get a guy that just not they're stuck up or whatever, but he was coming in very humble, appreciated everybody at the gym, and he was kind of moving around with everybody, but no one tries to kill the guy. He's in there just trying to get a little better. Then he gets matched up with Merab. And Merab doesn't know who he is. And Merab was like moving. He's like taking it like a real, like he's fighting Kevin James, like he's fighting a big, he thought he was maybe like an old NX fighter or an old wrestler. So he's moving around. Merab's moving around like he's about to get killed. A little guy going against a big guy. He's got to move a lot. He's moving around. He's throwing hard leg kicks, coming in with combos. Kevin James, big guy, held his own. Stayed in there. But after the fact, everyone was like, Merab, who that was? He goes, I thought it was like an old like a high school, college wrestler that like gained a little weight or something. So Merab kind of put it on him, but it was. I think he was still like respectful. You know what I mean? It wasn't. He's always respectful. He's not like trying to kill the guy. But he was definitely he didn't know whether Kevin James was going to go after him and try to, land a hard one or two, or if he even could, or take him down and make Merab, you know what I mean? But it's funny how Merab didn't know who he was just because, Merab's in his own little world. He's not from Long Island, but yeah.
So is Marlon in extra trouble because is this a loss that Merab wants to avenge for Aljamain Sterling?
I'm sure that has a little bit to do with it, but I don't think Merab is thinking about that at all. But if he does beat him, it'll just be a little extra bonus that he beat his good friend.
Nice. Now Aljo obviously seems a lot more fired up for this rematch, for the rematch against Jan. Obviously because of the controversy that surrounded it, and he had a neck surgery. So
yeah, he was looking good. He's looking real good. He's got such an unorthodox style of stand up. He's got such long arms, and they'll hit you from everywhere. You throw a combination, and you would think that he's out of position, and then you freaking get hit. And you're like, what the fuck was that? He's got a way of landing his shots, his punches. I'm really looking forward to him showing everybody the difference between that last fight and this fight.
I got it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say I got a couple of guys throwing shade at me today. What's going on with that?
Where are they? Call in.
Let's see what Notorious Stylebender said I looked like Kevin James, and then VB MMA says I should spar Merab. I'm good, buddy. Thank you. No. I would get killed. That's hilarious. But you got a lot of comments. Someone says, "All right, relax, bro." What is all that about? All right, I just had to interrupt for the second. I can't believe whatever happened to the days when everyone just trolled you.
I don't know, man. I think they know they're not freaking trolling me anymore. How tall am I? I'm like 5'9.5". I lied. If you're looking on Google or something, I lied. My first professional fight ever, I said I was 5'7". And it ended up on my Google thing. Sometimes it says 5'7", yeah. So Avanti Tiwari, I would like to know how tall Al is as well. Sometimes it says he's 5'7", and sometimes he says he's 5'10". 5'7" was me lying when I was 20 years old, making my pro debut. I thought it would be funny to put that I was 5'7", and somehow that stuck with me, and it's online everywhere. I'm about 5'10". I might be a little bit under 5'10", but fuck it, right? We're 5'10". Yep.
No, VB giving away his height. He says he's 6'1". He was just a little taller than you. So now we know. He's from parts unknown, and he's 6'1". We're narrowing it down here.
We're now VB keeps talking. Somebody's gonna guess it.
Somebody's gonna guess. Another fan. Everyone's always asking us to get Chael on. I'm not sure what that's about.
Shiznick says, "I never knew they made a pile of shit that high." Ha! That was good.
I don't know what Styles is asking you here. Do you see this?
So when Giga fought, he posted a video of him arriving back in Georgia, and the Georgian people, they swarm the airport when a Georgian is returning to their country, whether it be Merab or in this case it was Giga. And then there was a motorcade. Giga was leaving, and they did the same thing to us. They'll wait at the airport, and they'll take a bunch of pictures, and then once you get in the car and leave, they'll all follow you with the Georgian flag, and they'll honk, and they'll lead you out of there. And they were all Mustang cars, and I I don't remember. I mean, I think there were a lot of Mustangs, but I don't know. But when you look at the video of Giga leaving, there's just Mustang after Mustang honking with the Georgian flags. It's it's pretty wild. My thoughts on fajitas. Fajitas are good, man. I mean, this guy's coming with some real tough questions.
It's definitely that was the most unique.
Robbie Thomas, what are your thoughts on fajitas? Where did that question come up? He's got to be eating a fajita right now.
I mean, you can't beat a good fajita, right? This is a good one. Eric wants to know: are there any new Kevin Lee dreams we should know about? That was quite a popular segment.
No, that was the only one. That was the only one, and I just remember. I didn't remember. Maybe I don't remember dreams too often, but when you brought up Kevin Lee, for some reason my mind short-circuited back to the dream, and it like brought it back in my mind. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if Kevin Lee saw that. I doubt it. I heard Kevin Lee was in one of my buddies saw Kevin Lee in a strip club.
No way.
Out in Vegas. Said he wasn't looking too good.
Oh,
that's kind of like a sad picture I see in my mind when he tells me that. He's like, "Yeah, I saw Kevin Lee. They were in Vegas this week."
Yeah.
And he said he saw Kevin Lee in the strip club. Not looking too hot.
Damn.
But yeah, poor guy.
Yep. I mean,
you know.
that's yeah. I don't wish that on anybody. I hope they weren't like flicking cigarettes at him or anything. You know, strippers generally don't do that sort of thing, right?
Imagine Kevin Lee's before the fight. They all love him. And now he goes back in there. I thought you were number 3 in the world. You said you were number 3. I didn't see a number next to your name, and you just lost, so you can't be that good.
Oh, somebody else commented that he's moving up to middleweight where he's top 5 already. So
if Usman's lucky, he'll come back down and give him a rematch.
You have an apology. You have an apology, Enos from last week.
All right, get him on. Get him on.
I'll invite him. He says he's sorry for being a troll last week.
All right, get him on.
It was funny, but I apologize and I regret being rude.
And
so
I want to apologize too. So
all right, Enos, you are invited. We need to
come on in, bro. We got to clear the air.
Yes, got to clear the air. Like this. I feel like this affects your training if we don't clear this up.
You don't want bad energy. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
You don't want bad energy. And I did. I felt bad after Enos called in because I can't help myself. I'm very passionate about things, and
someone's complimenting your great woman voice impression. I thought that was pretty good myself. Yeah, that was good.
Huh. I get it. I get into it. You know what I mean? Acting 101. I was a stripper talking to Kevin Lee for a second.
This KG will never be 155 again. I don't know what he does, honestly.
Who's KG?
Oh, Kevin. Oh, I think he's probably trying to say Kevin Lee. I don't know why that registered that was Kevin Lee, so I don't know who else he'd be talking about. It's probably KL. That's what happens.
He might say something that'll be like, "Whoa, that actually makes sense." Kevin
we made Styles mad. He said, "Fuck y'all." I don't know what that's about. Styles, what's up, man? We're gonna be like that.
What happened, Styles? You want to get in here? What happened to Enos? Enos, my guy.
I invited him. He doesn't want to come in. Enos, you were invited, my man. Oh, Kevin Gastelum. Oh, he's never been 155. I mean, I don't think he's been 155 since the 3rd grade, bud. He was welterweight, right?
Oh, Raul is saying that Mike Dolce made a whole video on Gastelum saying that if he stayed on the Dolce diet, he could have made 155. I got to be honest with you. This freaking Dolce guy with this diet coming out and saying that, like, dude, shut the fuck up. I mean, yeah. The guy's going to fight at 155 if he's on the Dolce diet.
Has anyone in your camp ever worked with Mike Dolce?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know.
He was a
I
big
don't
deal.
know. This whole diet thing.
Yeah.
So I listened to the BioAccelerator anti-inflammatory webinar that they do. So I'm going down to BioAccelerator in December, I'm getting millions and millions of stem cells injected straight through my body, my knees, my hips, my back. And they have this diet that they want you to go on beforehand. It's an anti-inflammatory diet, and a lot of it is limiting meats and definitely red meats. They say a lot of fish is good, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits. Not even so much fruits, but a lot of vegetables, grains, quinoa, stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go on this BioAccelerator diet. I'm talking to Weidman on the phone, and I'm telling him about it. And he's like, oh, yeah, nice, good. Cool. It doesn't really say much, but he's listening. And then the next day, I listened to his podcast, and he's got the guy from the carnivore diet. And he goes, I've been on the carnivore diet for a month. He didn't even tell me. He's just listening to me like shit, I'm doing the total opposite thing. And he said he's never felt better just all he's eating is steak every day. Steak, red meat, and he said he's feeling great. So I'm like freaking having a conniption over here. What the hell? The BioAccelerator says no meat. Meat's inflammatory. This guy's saying meat, it's all meat. He was with the freaking tribe and wherever, and all they do is eat meat, and they live till they're 70 years old, and they drop dead. There's no decline. There's no freaking illnesses. They like hunting until they're 60. Then they have like 10 years where they're kind of like doing it, but not really, and then they're dead. I'm like, holy shit. I don't know what to believe.
I don't know, man. Like you hear like grains, and that kind of stuff is inflammatory, So I don't know. Listen, I don't know anything about BioAccelerator, but if the stem cells work, I'm all about giving it a try. So,
I think I'm just gonna stick. I've always been a moderation guy. The pyramid, you know what I mean? You learn it in second grade. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
The pyramid. That's it. A little bit of meat, some veggies.
This guy's funny. You have a follow-up question to the fajita question. Do you like ranch?
You know what I like to do? I like the like vegetables. You dip a little ranch in with the vegetables, But I don't know, ranch.
I like I like the blue cheese every once in a while, like real blue cheese though. Dip some vegetables in that, some chicken wings in that. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Man.
I just ate. I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm good. But
so now, what do you eat? This is a question from me. What do you eat like after a training session?
So I just had like a small portion of steak, a small portion of salmon, a bunch of quinoa, some spinach, and like a little bit of mixed veggies. It was a thing of mushrooms, tomato, onion, grilled up. Yeah, I pre-make my meals.
So you do it all?
Yeah, I do it all myself. I was doing one of those food services, but I don't know. I don't trust. I like to do it myself. I go to Trader Joe's, big Trader Joe's guy, and that's it, man. Big Trader Joe's guy.
Tony Bananas would like to know if he could hop on real quick.
Get him in.
All right, Tony, you are invited.
What happened to Enos? Enos, what happened to you, dude?
He just wanted to apologize and not come back. I feel like we really changed his life, and he doesn't want to be a troll anymore, and maybe he's not ready to talk about it yet. But Tony Bananas is ready to talk. He has been invited. So Tony, we're just waiting on you, buddy.
Shreyas Tiwari, Al, the type of guy to miss weight as he doesn't have a nutritionist.
What? Come
I am a goddamn nutritionist. What the hell? That's the reason I don't freaking miss weight. Never missed weight once in my life, ever. Wrestled, high school, year in college. Wrestled at 141. That was insane, and I still never missed weight. I've never missed weight in my life, my guy.
Tony B is here. Hey.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Live from
Yo. What's up, dude? What do we got?
All right, man. Now congrats on signing that contract. Now I got 3 fights circled, but make it 4 because my boy Santo Curatolo's making his fucking debut. About to sling some Staten Island heat next week or the week after, whatever it is.
Yeah, he got called up. He got called up for the Contender Series.
Bro, I'm fired
Yeah.
up. Holy shit.
Big Staten Island guy. Big Staten Island guy. He coming off a big win, got called up, and looking forward to that fight. That'll be Contender Series. I'm not sure if it's the next week or the following week, but Santo Curatolo, Staten Island's finest, a New York native. Looking forward to that one for sure.
Ready to rip some heads off. Anyway, I got to bounce in a bit, but I got one question I always wondered. So, what do you get? Do you have an entrance song picked? What do you got in the hopper for us when you do your walkout?
I walk out to the Sopranos theme song.
Fuck yeah, man!
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the movie?
Oh,
yeah,
dude! Everybody and their mother's ready to watch that thing, man. That thing we've been waiting 15 years for that shit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Of course.
Yeah. Now I always wanted follow up to the. So yeah, we got the Sopranos walkout. Now, what is the process to that? Like, do you have to like email like Jim from accounting to make sure? Like, it's not about you, but I would be pissed if if they gave me the wrong song. So I always wondered what's the process with getting that song picked.
Yeah, they someone texts you and you let them know the song. You know, I send them a version that I like. There's a bunch of different versions online, so I send her the version that I like, and I guess they go through whatever protocols they have to do to get it. They have to pay. I'm sure they have to pay if they're using it on the broadcast. They have to pay to get it done. Yeah, that was funny with Mike Perry. Did you see the one with Mike Perry when he walked out to what was it? I forget, but he walked out. They played a Beyonce song or something.
And that would ruin the fight for me. I'd want to go back in. I'd be pissed. I don't know, man. That would throw off my game.
Oh, Katy Perry, Dark Horse? Wait, no, that's not right.
What song was it?
Halo by Beyonce. It was the wrong.
He wanted the Halo theme song, and they played Halo by Beyonce. And let me tell you something. This was Mike Perry he is hysterical because he just started singing it. He just started singing. He was like, for a second, he was like, "Wait, this isn't my song," and he was like, "All right." And he just started singing, "Hey," like he's going singing it, screaming and walking out. It was so good. He was so good.
Oh man. Oh, it's dope, man. Anyway, I gotta bounce. My phone's about to die. I gotta run. Anyway, great seeing you. Good luck in the fight. Keep at it, man. Sending positive vibes. Let's take some heads off, man.
Let's go, Santo.
Thank you.
Go, Santo. All right.
Nice. Of course, I got to mention Tony Banana is one of the first to own an Iaquinta 316 T-shirt.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he bought it like as soon as they went on sale. So nice. But did you say something nice about Mike Perry, by the way?
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I'm a guy I give credit where credit is due. Yeah. The guy's actually grown on me a lot in the last maybe like 6 months.
Yeah.
I heard his last interview on Ariel. I always knew that he was kind of a little smarter than he portrays, but now he's coming into his own, and he's sounding good.
Somebody's asking how difficult that grappling competition was with him.
To be honest, I mean, he was better than I thought he was, but I gassed him out in 5 minutes and landed some big takedowns on him. We went for a knee bar that was pretty decently tight. But I think the rule set really favored him.
Yeah.
And I had him in a position where I was probably gonna tap him, and the ref stopped it. I had him in a kind of like a twister position, and the ref stopped it. And I was sitting there, I was like, he can't get out right now. And the ref was like, no, he's out. I was like, he can't get out right now. And the ref was like, stop. And I was like, all right, I disagree, but what the fuck? So if I could go back now, I would have just kept going and tapped him. You know what I mean? I really should have. I should have said, all right, well, no, we're just going to I'm not listening to you. I'm going to tap you out, and that's it. Yeah, he was smoking a cigarette at the weigh-ins. He's nuts. But yeah. I mean, he was he had maybe 7 pounds on me. I think he weighed in at 187. I weighed in at 180. So yeah, I mean, I think Chael Sonnen really dropped the ball on that, because that should have been an immediate rematch. And yeah, Eddie Bravo did say after the match that the ref fucked it up. I got no apology from Chael Sonnen. No talk of a rematch, immediate rematch. And Mike Perry didn't want it, rightfully so. He turned it down, the immediate rematch. So I'm yeah, it is what it is.
I think Chael probably owes you a bit of an apology, but he seems to be radio silent here. So
yeah,
he did give you kudos though, because you found him a house. This is a story I want to hear, by the way.
What is it?
Chael said that on his podcast, this has been a couple of years ago, that he was looking for a house. Maybe it was not for him. Maybe it was for somebody else, and said you immediately found it, or you brokered the deal. What happened here?
He's talking out of his ass.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
I never heard that, but that's funny.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, never mind then. Next question. Oh, man. So let's see. Chael answered with Mike what? Well, Mike knew the rules better. Oh, that's what Tony Bananas said. Mike knew the rules better. Ow.
Sam Mo just subscribed. He's on here. Let's get him in. What's it? Sam Mo, what's going on?
All right,
what do we
Sam
got?
Mo, you're invited. So Tony Bananas figured it out. Oh, Eric wants to know if you've been keeping up with the Ariel Helwani Brendan Schaub beef.
Let's get Eric in and talk about it. I don't know what the latest is. I think
too.
that Schaub said that Ariel was given that position on the Showtime Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight because he turned it down. And then Ariel said it wasn't true. Schaub apologized over text message, and Ariel said that, I really appreciate you texting me, but he said that it would be better if he did it on the air where he said that. It kind of put a lie out there. He said, well, if you're going to, don't just text me sorry, say sorry to the world that you told this lie to in the first place. Eric, what's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. I was curious what you you kind of explained it a little bit there, but yeah, did you see he kind of went in on Brendan Schaub, Ariel? Everyone was saying like 10-7 Ariel on his last MMA hour. I mean,
yeah.
Helwani, I kind of like independent Ariel.
He said there's no such thing as High Road Helwani anymore. High Road Helwani is gone. That's the part I heard.
Has he ever been High Road Helwani?
That's a good question. Has he ever been High Road Helwani? He definitely wouldn't lash out or he wouldn't put his foot down like he did. That's for sure. He would it would almost be like he would try to be like, oh, well, come on. They like with the Dana White thing, when that happened, he was kind of like, I can't believe that happened to me, that they would do that. Now, I think if that happened, he would be like, you know what? F this, F that. You heard him curse?
Oh my God. I even tweeted that. I was like, I've never seen him like this before, but I kind of love it. I never thought I'd ever hear Ariel say fuck before. That messed me up a little bit. I wasn't prepared.
I love it. I love it. He dropped the F-bomb. Incredible.
Do you care as a fighter whose sport he covers? I mean, like that he, he's kind of like a personality now. He is still a journalist, so he should be impartial. But like me personally, I think he's kind of grown above that. And he's, he's more of a personality now. Still does journalism too, but like he can kind of get away with this stuff because of how big a name he is. But how do you feel?
No, I think, yeah, he's become bigger than just like an MMA reporter. He's kind of he's a personality, like you said. He can do anything. I really believe he's good enough, and people want to see him. So he's in with the pro wrestling now. He's doing great with that. NBA, he's a big NBA fan. He played basketball himself, so he knows what he's talking about there. And MMA is where he got his start, but I see him branching out. And he's not like when you see a guy like some of these ESPN guys coming over to MMA, they try to. It's almost like they try to know what they're talking. They put on a fake little something, and it's like it's weird when an NBA journalist or an NFL journalist transfers over to MMA, because you can kind of see it. The MMA fans, they see right through it, but when it's the other way around, maybe it's just Ariel, but when it's the other way around with Ariel, you still get a genuine thing. I don't think that Stephen A. Smith had much interest in MMA until very recently. But the things that Ariel is covering, it's stuff that he's been interested in and knowledgeable about in a really long time, for a really long time. Excuse me. So he's he's smarter. He's not as I guess like outlandish. He doesn't really like drop. Stephen A. Smith has said some ridiculous things, and the MMA community just laughs at it. And I don't know, maybe it's doing a good thing for the sport as far as mainstream coverage, but I think it might be okay in some, the mainstream, the diehards don't really see it. But I think if Ariel's on a NBA or WWE program, even the diehards are vibing with what he's putting down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think ESPN kind of lost out on him a little bit. Do you think that they forced him out because of their relationship with the UFC? Because obviously the higher ups at the UFC have had their issues with Ariel. Not a whole lot that I actually know about that, but that was kind of like the rumor, is that they kind of lowballed him in hopes that he would leave, because it was weird having, Ariel on there, because Ariel can't interview any of Ali Abdelaziz's fighters, because there's like beef there, because Ali and Dana are close or something like that. I don't know how much I buy all that, but
yeah. Well, no, I mean, I think Ali basically works for the UFC at this point. He doesn't really. I think he works for the UFC, and I don't know if he's really doing what's best for his fighters. I don't know. It's a weird thing when he's in that close with those guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it definitely has something to do with it. All that with Ariel, right?
I mean, it's got to, I don't know why they would lowball. I mean, you see the numbers that ESPN's YouTube channel is pulling now that he's gone versus when he was there. And I mean, it's not even close. I mean, Helwani in DC was such a big show. All of Ariel's interviews would get, hundreds of thousands of views versus the ones now. I like the ESPN journalists too. Like, I think Brett Okamoto is a great journalist, and everyone there is doing a really good job. But I mean, there's no denying that Ariel was a bigger draw for them. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they would lowball him and try to get him to go for any other reason.
Yeah, isn't that funny? You would think a guy like Dana would put that before the relationship, but he's really got it out from I guess.
Who's this guy that DC does he does a podcast now? Is it DC and RC?
I believe
he's like another radio host at ESPN, isn't he?
I think he's an ex-football player, an NFL guy.
Okay. I mean, I'm a big
believe.
fan of DC, but I've not heard this new podcast yet. So.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. What do I watch on ESPN Plus besides UFC events? I think that's about it, to be honest with you. I'm not really – I got to get into some sports here. But I used to be huge into hockey, used to be football guy. But ever since I started really getting into MMA, I kind of lost interest in everything. I can't sit there and just watch a full game when MMA is just like –
I like those 30 for 30s. Have you ever watched those?
Ah, those are good. Really good. Those are well done. Some football guy. Yeah, no, I mean, am I into soccer? No, not really. No, MMA is it.
Your dad was a football coach, right?
Still is. Head football coach at Manhasset High School. Grew up around, football all the time. But high school football, a little different.
Yeah.
A little different. They, my they had a great team this past year. They won the Rutgers Cup. It's the best team on Long Island. Wow. He's been coaching for, I don't know, 40 years since I can remember. I'm 34, so probably a couple of years before me. First time ever winning the Rutgers Cup, won the Long Island, the Nassau County Championship, and yeah, that's my guy right there.
Did your dad coach you?
No, he never. He was at a different high school, and I played football. I played football as a freshman and a sophomore, and then I got super serious into wrestling, and I stopped playing ball. I was never really I wasn't the biggest, the fastest. You know what I mean? Not the strongest. So wrestling was something that I could excel at. Wrestling is the more work you put in, the better you do, and that's what kind of got me into it. Weight classes, you're not going to get blindsided by some big meathead,
This guy's asking about Holyfield and TRT Vitor. You're going to watch the boxing match this weekend?
We got a lot to talk about.
Oh man. Oh, it breaks my heart. I'm going to be honest with you. The Nevada State Athletic Commission did not sanction the fight, and rightfully so. Very, very wise move.
Makes it an exhibition, right?
It's going to be an exhibition now.
I thought I heard that. VB says the fight shouldn't be so. VB, is this going to be an exhibition?
Well, they moved the fight, I believe, to like Florida or Texas or something.
Okay.
And
I
mean, let's
it's even money right now.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine.
Even money, but Anderson Silva Tito at 195 pounds. Anderson is a minus 750 favorite. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Anderson's not losing that fight. No way.
Yeah, it's huge. That's a huge. I don't know. I think Tito's lying about his weight too. He keeps going on saying how hard it is to make weight. He might be messing around. This is Tito. I don't know. I mean, I think Anderson wins this fight, but that a minus 750. I don't know.
Tito Ortiz, his hands were never. His bread and butter was the takedown ground and pound.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva is beating, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Like, this is right. I mean, this is real boxing. There's a total gap in skill level.
Anderson made him look silly. I mean, he looked better as a boxer than he is a mixed martial artist in the last few years.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he could have done really well. He's had professional boxing fights before, and now just coming off that last one, Tito's in big trouble.
Yeah.
And I think Evander is sad. I mean, it's not. It's just so this is about 5 years ago. Tyson Fury fought in Vegas, and my manager got me a ticket, and me and him went to the fight. He's a Vegas guy, and we're sitting there, and the Fury fight is about to start, and there's one seat next to me. The whole place is packed. And we were like, we weren't even like close, like front row kind of thing. We were maybe, towards the back on the floor. So we didn't have great seats. And in comes this guy. And I'm like, that guy kind of looks like Evander Holyfield. But he's not looking great. You know what I mean? He's looking like he's looking like in shape, but like a little older. He's got a little limp to his walk, and he's not. And I was like, there's one seat next to me. I go, what the heck? And he walks up. He walks right to the front because I guess he thought he had a front row seat. And then he starts walking back. And I'm like, no way. And Evander Holyfield sat right next to me. It was insane. I didn't even know. Like, I don't get like weird, like starstruck, whatever. I was freaking weird and starstruck. I don't know what the hell do you say? I'm like trying to look at his ear. I'm like, dude, that was when I was a kid. Like, I don't even know. That was when I was like 4 years old. I remember going. We all went over to my aunt's house. I was like a kid. I fell asleep. That my parents were watching it, and my aunts. That was like the biggest thing. It was nuts. And now this guy's sitting next to me, but that was like 5 years ago. And he wasn't really looking or talking like he should be fighting. And this is 5 years later. So,
you look rough on those pads.
We have that. You want me to throw that in real quick?
Yeah, we could let's throw that up. We'll take a look at it. I mean,
all right, here we go.
He was throwing some punches. Yeah, I mean, the hook, it looks like he's got something with his shoulder. His shoulder looks like it's. You'll see when he throws this left hook, I think that hook at the end, he's like, that hook doesn't look.
There's clips of him just jabbing where you could tell I don't know if he just gets tired, but it looks very slow after you watch Vitor on the pad.
Vitor looks like he's back on the juice, by the way.
Yes, this thing is not good.
Got Trump commentating though. That might give Tito extra power. Tito might be winning now.
I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy the Trump commentary. That should be more entertaining than the fight.
I'm definitely I'll buy it for Anderson versus Tito. That's an interesting fight. I think Anderson. I want to see how good he looks. But Tito is probably a little bigger. I don't know if he'll be taller. Tito's a big dude.
Yeah.
And then Trump. Are you kidding me? Trump in the freaking. It's Senior and his son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don Jr. and Trump. Yeah.
I mean, what's this gonna be like? Vitor's tremendous, unlike Joe Biden.
Oh, there is going to be some incredible stuff going on. Avanish Tiwari is asking me, am I a Republican? I don't know what the hell I am. You know what? I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki. He was on the Bigger Pockets podcast, and that's a real estate investing podcast. And he said something that was so smart to me. I was like, he goes, there's three sides to every coin. He goes, there's heads, there's tails, and then there's the little bit around the edge. And he was like, that little bit around the edge, that's intelligence, because you get to listen to heads, you get to listen to the tails, and then you can take the best of both. And I was like, it's so true. It's like you go too far one way or too far the other way, you're probably out of your freaking mind. But if you listen to everybody and you kind of take the best of both worlds, this whole Republican and Democrat, in my opinion, it's all freaking. I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, but freaking, I think that's what's tearing us apart at this point. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's a pretty popular opinion, though. Most people hate the two-party system. It's so old. It's like outdated. Most other countries have like a bunch of smaller parties, so it's not just like two sides attacking each other. It's like a little bit of everything. But I think most people hate the two-party system.
Yeah. Am I independent? I guess. I don't know. Is it? I'm not. I'm like. I'm freaking real, bro. You know what I mean? That's it. It's
probably more anti-senile guy running the country.
Yeah, it's this. I mean, this is not good. His approval rating just went down in like the 30s, the lowest it's been. I mean, and then you got Kamala Harris. Look, I could be whatever side you're on. You could tell that one has. You just look at her. She's giggling and laughing about things. It's like, yo, nothing's funny. Yeah. This is the real. And then you listen to Biden. He's going. I heard a clip. He was like, and there's tornadoes, and I know you don't call them that anymore, but they're in the Midwest. They're in the Midwest and the marshlands in Las Vegas. What? That's got to be freaking like, I don't even know. It's weird.
That's
weird.
Back-to-back rough public speakers for president. It's been tough to listen to presidential speeches in the past 6 years.
How dare you? Well, I can't wait for his comment. How dare you talk about Donald Trump like that? I can't wait for his commentary. Jab, circle. Oh, this is tremendous.
Someone asked you to do. Someone said, "Can you do an impression?" And you nailed it. That's incredible. But I gotta be honest with you. I'd rather listen to if we're gonna go down that hole. I'd rather listen to Donald Trump any day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's far more charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And less senile.
Yeah. If we're gonna be doomed, I'd rather be doomed with Donald Trump. The guy's freaking grabbing him by the pussy and you know what I mean? Like he's making fun of guys. He's got a nickname for everybody. There's no one's doing you don't see Colby Covington. There's no Colby Covingtons doing a Biden thing. I think Kevin Lee was the only guy that tried it. You see how that worked out. He was like wasn't he like a big Biden guy? He was like trying to be like
Bernie
Biden
guy. He spoke at a couple Bernie rallies.
Oh, Bernie, it was Bernie. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's not as bad. But.
That was kind of low key though. I think he kind of kept that. Like I was surprised to see that there, because I kind of follow Bernie more than the other two. All these old men running for office. You should just run for president now.
Yes.
Be in better hands.
Dude, I gotta be honest with you. I don't know. I think that I wouldn't know what the hell's going on with all this shit. I'd have to get briefed. But I think I'm a pretty reasonable guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be the president. You know, imagine that. Imagine me as president. They look back on the Ariel Helwani interviews of me freaking wrecking hotel rooms. They'd be like, this guy's – but you look at Trump at this point. Kanye West probably has a decent shot. If he didn't – whatever happened with him, I don't know. But it's basically a popularity contest.
What if you become the president, Al? Do you try to sell the White House and get a nice?
Oh man, I do it for the country. You know what I mean? At this point, we're all working remote anyway, so yeah, probably sell that. We'll get a good. I mean, that thing's got to go for a pretty penny. Put some. We can put some veterans in there. You know what I mean? Why does the president need this big White House? What does he need this for?
I don't know. Especially, I mean, the resale value alone. I mean, come on. You could half of the national debt you could wipe out selling that house.
It'd be an incredible. We rent that thing out. We rent that thing out by the room, Airbnb it. All that money goes to the veterans. We'll get a property management company. We'll be supplying jobs for so many people, and everyone just works remote. That's it.
Tremendous. Why didn't we think of this before? Al for president.
I can't believe Trump didn't think about it.
Yeah,
Pretty-
you would
I'm
think
kinda-
he's a real estate guy, right?
Kind of pissed about it. You know what I mean? Surprised Robert Kiyosaki didn't give him a call. He said, "Listen, dude, Donnie, Donnie, you know what you got? You got a great piece of real estate right there, Donnie." And they should have rented it out.
Missed
But-
opportunity right there. I like that
Yeah.
though. Al 2024 T-shirts.
Al
Yes.
2024, we're renting out the White House Airbnb. You can sleep in the Oval Office. Could you imagine? You rent? It'd be like, well, maybe like 10 grand a night for the Oval Office. Could you
Smoke a bowl
imagine?
in the Rose Room.
What's that?
Smoke a bowl in the Rose Room. You know.
That's it. Smoke a bowl in the Rose Room. What other kind of rules? I haven't looked into this. I haven't.
There's a Lincoln bedroom, right?
What is it?
There's a Lincoln bedroom, I believe.
The Lincoln bedroom. Could you imagine what we could get that for? We'd have to pull up some. The thing is, there are no comps, so we could basically charge whatever we want, and it would be reasonable, and someone would pay, and then we take that money, and we do good things with it. I think we could. We work remote. All these people, what do we got to be at the White House? Yeah.
Pay it forward, what's for the good of the country.
That's
Why
it.
not? Damn, you never know what we're going to talk about on the Call Me Out show, do we?
He said he's Pusher Man's about to light this blunt and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Oh, Pusher Man.
Light it up, dude. Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely do some advertising in front of the White House. We'll definitely have a for sale sign. For rent. We'll do for rent.
By the way,
Airbnb.
I'm just getting into the Airbnb, but did you know? I'm sure you knew. I did not know that short-term rentals are sometimes they're not taxable income. That's crazy.
Shh.
Oh, never mind.
Shh.
See, I didn't know that.
I'm-
And now I can exploit that. So thank you.
No, I said it out loud. Now I'm going to screw it up for everyone. Right
But
now.
but I mean, I think you wanna declare some of it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, depending on your for me, I didn't fight last year, so I definitely want to show some income
Right.
from the rentals just so that a bank will lend me money for another house, but then I got to pay taxes on it. It's a tricky equation. Like you don't want to show nothing, but if you show nothing, banks are going to see that. And they are going to hesitate in lending. But then on the other hand, I think that if you're showing the money, if you show them, this is what I got to ask my mortgage guy. If you show the Airbnbs making money, I wonder if they would take that into consideration as a rental property and lend on it. Do we have any lenders listening? Any mortgage people that can come in and give us some programs for lending? VBMMA is saying Aaron is the most hated person in the Airbnb community. What the hell is going on with VB today?
No, Burks too says I'm the real estate agents hate me, homeowners love me. But okay, just clear it up. I'm not into real estate, guys. For real. I'm just
All
doing
right,
some
I'll
good
cut this
things.
out of the final version we put on YouTube. No one will hear what he said.
Thank you.
We keep it a secret.
Oh man, Eric. By the way, shout out to Eric helping us out with some video shorts and some graphics. I do appreciate that, man.
Yeah, dude, you're a beast.
You are a beast.
You are a beast.
And shout out Dave Fretz, got us a nice new flashy YouTube logo for when we do the Twitter shorts. Appreciate that as well.
Oh yeah, we're freaking big time. We're big time now. Remember the first one? I was on my phone with the headphones.
Oh my gosh.
The audio was all off. It took us 45 minutes to get on. We got Ariel Helwani waiting to get on. Oh my god.
Of course, you don't tell your co-host guy that Ariel's coming on. So I think it's some guy screwing around in the comments. I'm like, oh, some guy made a fake Ariel Helwani account. And then There he is, Ariel Helwani.
Dude, I didn't think it. What do I gotta say? I said, yo, Ariel's coming on, and then you thought it was gonna be a fake Ariel. It's hysterical.
I finally figured it out. We were trying to get him on, like toward the end of him getting on, but I'm like, I had no idea. And there's this no picture guy named Ariel Helwani on the Haps app saying, he was kind of smarting off a little bit. I was like, that's not really him. That's not him. But shout out, Ariel. Thank you so much for coming on. That was
because you got Helwani. He doesn't have to be nice anymore.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Ariel, and you're welcome.
Once again, yes, you are welcome for putting the MMA Hour back on the map. But
a lot of people are.
What's that?
A lot of people. I don't understand how Biden just sat back and let the Taliban take over. America spent billions, and then he says we were never there to nation build. I don't know if I'm really arguing about us leaving Afghanistan. I think it's the way we left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just wrote an article about this.
You did?
And because that's what it's crazy. You'll watch CNN and like MSNBC, outlets that are very typically pro-Biden and pro that kind of Democrat. They have never been tougher on Biden than when he pulled out of Afghanistan because they want him to stay. Because war sells, and they're owned by companies like, I know AT&T owns CNN, and they make money from war too because they're kind of in bed with the defense contractors. So, yeah, I mean, whenever we were going to leave, the Taliban was going to take over because we were never going to beat them. The government that I think I said it a couple weeks ago when I was on, the government we were trying to put in was never popular, was never organized. We just kind of copied and pasted like an American style government in a country that didn't ask for that kind of government and had no experience running that type of government. So they always gravitated towards, the Taliban was always able to build more, I guess, clout in the country because they were closer with the cultural tribes that were already there. So I feel like we were never going to be able to get the Taliban under control if that was our goal. The only reason we were there is to make sure Al-Qaeda couldn't have a safe haven. And I was talking to a couple veterans for this article, and they said we did that in the first 6 months of being there after 9/11. We made it so that they couldn't safe harbor Al-Qaeda terrorists there. And then we just decided to stay and try to implement this government for the last 19 and a half years and just could never get it done.
Oh, you're sparking people now.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Vastly exaggerated Western propaganda, and they were sending links to read stuff. And VB says you're right, I think. And oh man, yeah, here we go. Somebody said we were here for the heroin. Pusher Man says we were there for the heroin. I don't know about that. What? Oh man,
I just feel bad for the veterans that I talk to now because a lot of them already had bad PTSD from the war.
Yeah, and
now they got to deal with seeing this on the news. I mean, somebody that I'm friends with, my family's friends with, is going through the same thing. He went through bad PTSD in the war, and now he's, just getting even more messed up watching this stuff on the news. Makes it feel like it's for nothing.
All right, why don't we
get this nerd off? I'm gonna get off.
Oh, you're good. Why don't we change gears and recap a little bit of UFC Vegas 36 if you guys are all right with that? So I'm
going to head out anyway. Al, thank you. Aaron, great talking
brother.
to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all your help, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
All right, Al. So, man in your weight class, Paddy Pimblett made his UFC debut. Is he overrated with his win over Luigi Vendramini, who is 1-3 in the UFC?
Is he overrated? He's hyped. I tell you what, if he's going to succeed in the UFC, his hands are down and his chin is up. And he's going to have to fix that because that's not going to fly here. Is he talented? Yes. Did he prove a lot in that fight? Yeah. He's in the UFC, adversity right away.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls through it, gets the knockout, but even while he was in that finishing sequence, his chin was up in the air and his hands were down. And look, he kind of bragged about it afterwards, But I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to fly in the UFC. But he's young. He's got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
But the hype surrounding him is incredible. I see them kind of giving him some favorable matchups and looking good. We'll see if he can make those corrections to get to that top echelon in the UFC. I think that's going to be the big difference. And his wrestling, I question his wrestling ability, and maybe he'll prove me wrong. But I think that, I think that he's got a huge following in that part of the world, and that's exactly what they need right now. So, down till, I don't know, are they from the same area? I don't know. Liverpool,
UK, but I don't know if it's from the same area or not. But I gotta ask though, but like he's not gonna walk through those punches forever, right? Like,
yeah, there's guys that are gonna. I mean, definitely not. He's young right now. It's not something you want to be doing every fight. That's for sure. That's a short career, especially at this level.
This has been the big question of the week. From what we saw with Khalil Roundtree and Modestas Buskakis, should oblique kicks be illegal?
So Dana White said, he was like, all right, I'll make them illegal, but then I'm cutting your pay.
Wow.
It's like you're gonna get paid less. He goes, well, how about the other way? How about you pay us more and we'll keep the kicks? I mean, the guy in the NFL, the guys in the NFL are getting paid enough. They should just be able to kill each other. Guys in the UFC, an entry-level guy making 15 grand gets freaking his knee blown out and is out for a year plus. That 15 grand with taxes and coaches turns into like 7 grand real quick. And now you got 7 grand and you're out for a year. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if it's maybe like championship fights, then it's worth it. But those fucking kicks, I don't know. Those are brutal.
What's next though? I mean, what do you heel hooks are dangerous. Do you ban those,
Yeah. Yeah, you can't, I think. Well, yeah, I mean, headbutts are dangerous and they're banned, so
right.
It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that what's legal and what's not. The sport kind of got off to a weird foot with that, with the 12-6 elbow. What's wrong with it? How is that not worse than that kick?
Right.
Yeah, I say keep them. You keep them. They're gonna be kept, and that's it. But man, they suck.
Did you get a chance to watch the main event? Derek Brunson, Darren Till.
Man, did Derek Brunson look good?
I don't understand. So I did have to give VB a little shit on this, and but Till was coming off a collarbone injury, hadn't fought in a year, whereas Brunson stayed active, and he's won 5 in a row. So I didn't understand why there was dog money on him. He was the underdog, and he's always the underdog. But I don't guess I saw that. I felt bad for Till. I mean, he looked a bit dejected. But what did you think going in this fight? Do you think Brunson should have been the dog?
I kind of thought that Till was going to do a better job stopping the takedowns. Yeah, I thought that was the difference. And I thought Till was going to, even when he hurt him, he kind of, Brunson had a strong double leg and he got him down, He got him down in a way that I didn't think he was going to, and his ground and pound looked nasty. Until, the guy can speak Portuguese fluently. The hell is that? Where's the jiu-jitsu? Where's the jiu-jitsu to go along with it? What were you just learning Portuguese down there in Brazil?
Well, Eric just made a good point. Apparently, he had a torn ACL and didn't do any wrestling or jiu-jitsu for this camp. But
Yeah.
again, what good are I don't know what good pre-fight medicals are. You know, I mean, I guess you would have to lie, basically saying you were healthy, right?
Well, I mean, he might have recovered throughout the camp.
Yeah.
You know, and felt like he was in shape. I mean, he went 5 rounds, so right? No, it got stopped in what round?
I have to look it up. I can't remember which round. But I mean, okay, from a fighter's perspective, I've never heard, but how rigorous are pre-fight medicals? I mean, is it a big deal? Do they just kind of glance at stuff? Is it a full-on physical?
Nah, you can get around it.
Ooh.
If you're tough and you whatever, I mean, a torn ACL.
Yeah,
I don't think they're checking your ACL or your, you know what I mean? They'd have to check every ligament in your body and do the tests, like, you know, pushing on your knees and everything. And yeah, I don't think they're really going through with that. But at the same time, I don't think they should. I mean, basic medicals, and that's it. You know, make sure that you can move around and whatever. And you saw, I mean,
Mhm.
he had opportunities to win the fight. That's for
Yeah.
sure. You know?
And he did have some moments where he looked pretty good, you know, in some of those exchanges. But, you know, I don't. He did lose, by the way, round 3. It was the rear naked choke. So,
Okay, round 3. So he went 3 rounds. Yeah, that's not a favorable way to go into a fight like that.
No. But then, you know, you got the flip side where apparently, you know, Michael Bisping got away with having, you know, a non-working eye for, you know, maybe possibly his last few fights, including, you know, champion defenses. So I don't know. I'm not trying to make these pre-fight medicals any harder. It's just fascinating to me. I don't know anything about it, you know.
At the end of the day, these are like the modern day gladiators. You're going to war. You sign up for the fight. You get to war. You know, you enter the Coliseum with a broken arm. Those fucking lions they're going for you. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out a way to win. And this is his livelihood. This is what he does for a living. He pulls out of this fight. You never know what could happen down the road.
Yeah. And he just pulled out for the collarbone too, you know. I mean, he hadn't fought in over a year going into this fight, so.
Yeah.
All
It's a tough it's a tough decision for him to make. You know, he goes in there against an absolute savage. But I thought he would have done better with the takedown defense. But then when Brunson got on top of him,
he's looking
brutal.
good. I mean, he is looking good. I'm interested to see what's going to happen, you know. And, you know, what if our man Jared Cannonier, Brunson's next up for some sort of title eliminator? We don't know, you know. I don't even know when Izzy and Robert Whittaker are going to be able to fight.
There's that, and Brunson's saying he's going to wait.
Yeah.
And then Cannonier's like, I'm ready to fight.
Yeah.
So you'd like to think they fought each other
and then
for that number one.
What's next? Vittori and Paulo Costa. So, I mean, it's very interesting what's happening at the middleweight division.
Yeah, things are going to get crazy. But I think Vittori, you know, if Vittori wins, then there's a little bit, then that's good for the Cannonier Brunson fight for the two of those guys.
Yep. I mean,
Paulo Costa too. Yeah, I mean, both those guys just lost to the champ, so I think that it's really if these two guys decide to fight, I'd be pissed if Brunson holds out and gets the title.
All right. Well, Al, we are a bit of you got some scheduling things tonight, and I want to give you a chance to set up what we're about to do.
I was reached out to by I don't even know how it happened, but there is, yeah, it's crazy how these things kind of just fall in your lap. And oh, dude, it happened through a real estate transaction.
Everything circles back to real estate.
I sold a house to a guy moving to New Jersey, and he was moving to New Jersey to work for a TV station. The TV station wants more sports content. We made the connection through real estate. They want more sports content on the station when he moved to Philadelphia. Excuse me. He moved. All right. So he moved to New Jersey, right near Philadelphia. He's working on a Philadelphia-based TV station, and they want more sports content. He meets me, his real estate guy, who puts the connections together to get him to his new house near his new job. They say they want more sports content. Well, here we go. What the heck? I just hit Siri. Did you guys hear that? No?
I didn't hear it. It didn't come on. So,
okay.
You sent me this video. I don't get a chance to watch it till toward the end of the day. I'm like, what the heck is this? You're full on doing this fight show, interviewing young up-and-comers. I mean, a totally professional outfit. I'm like, I gotta fucking step up my game or else this guy's leaving the show. But it's incredible. I mean, you guys are just gonna have to watch it. It's good. It was a good deal. And so is this something you're gonna keep doing?
I would like to keep doing it. So they're gonna the station that runs in Philadelphia has like sister stations nationwide. They're gonna see how it does, and they're gonna pitch it to a few different people, and we'll see what comes of it. I tell you what, I was so nervous doing an interview. I was like sweating. I was like freaking. I think we did this in like February. It was snowing outside in Philadelphia, and I'm talking to fighters that are these two guys. What great dudes they were. They were so cool and professional, and they really enjoyed talking to me. But I was freaking nervous talking to them. Holy shit! I didn't want to. You know what I mean? These are like, I don't know. This is something I totally stepped out of my comfort zone. Brian Redband is wondering, where can we watch this show? We're going to throw it up in just a minute. But, yeah, I'd like to keep doing stuff like this. I'm a fighter. You know how to talk to fighters. Yeah, I am, but still, I was talking to their coaches as well. Well, you'll see.
Wait until you see it. Great questions, great analysis. Are we ready? You want to throw this up?
So I haven't watched it since he sent it to me. I have a hard time watching myself. I kind of like cringe and I'm like, So I watched the intro where I'm talking, and then once they showed me like walking down the stairs in the gym, I was like, oh, I can't watch. But I'm gonna watch it now, and I'm gonna head out. We're gonna close out the show with In the Mix. I'm going to take you guys in the mix down in Philadelphia, the Daniel Gracie gym down in Philadelphia with some tremendous fighters.
All right. Before I throw this in, I will say I will see you next week. Thank you again. I hope the training goes well, and we will probably start recording a couple hours later. We will make that official. So we want to be as consistent as possible. So we're going to figure out what's best for both of our schedules. Are you ready to watch
We're ready.
First time? All right.
In the mix.
Philadelphia, home of some of the most elite fighters in the world, including former champion Eddie Alvarez, top-ranked fighters such as Paul Felder, Sean Brady, Chris Dawkins, and newcomers Pat Sabatini and Jeremiah Wells. But now new prospects rise, both with incredible tenacity and skill. I am Raging Al Iaquinta, and this is In the Mix. nothing but respect for these guys and what they do. I really just want to interview Will and Christian, both guys that impressed me in the CFFC over the years. So I really want to see where their head's at, coming off losses and really pivotal points in their career. Looking forward to getting back in the cage, getting back in the win column, and really putting on a statement here in this next fight, Cage Fury Fighting Championships. I love coming to new gyms, seeing what other teams do, how they train, how they prepare for fights. What happens here translates into the fight. You win every round, and you want to win every round in sparring. If you lose a round, you got to learn from it. You learn from it, you come back stronger. You know, they're not trying to hurt each other, but they're trying to push each other. They're pushing each other to the limit. You gotta win, you gotta look good, you gotta look impressive to make it where they want to go. The UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
In our family, we already know what we're gonna be when we grow up. Like when you ask everyone from our family, what you want to be when you grow up, fighter, professor, or whatever, related to martial arts, related to jiu-jitsu.
Talk a little bit about Christian, how you met Christian, how you guys started training together.
Christian was brought to us from Jonathan Webb. So Jonathan is one of my black belts. He was in the UFC at one point too, and he's a great coach. So everybody that he knows that has, you know, a good chance to be a good fighter, he brings to me, and we cross-train his fighters with my fighters. And he said he speaks highly of Christian. He said this kid has a lot of talent. He has heart. And it's funny because, you know, you look at him, sometimes I tease him, he looked like he's 14 years old, and you see him fighting, and you're like, it's weird.
So I started wrestling like 4th grade, I want to say, somewhere around then, 3rd, 4th grade. Yeah, but when you're young like that, it's kind of just, it's not really serious. I started taking it serious once I got into high school. But I learned a lot of lessons from that, actually, wrestling in high school. I didn't take it as serious. Like, I could have been way better than I was. I wasn't really a workhorse. I didn't like working hard. I was kind of lazy in high school, and I had potential. I had a lot of potential to be good in high school, and that motivated me a lot to take it serious in this. I learned, you know, I learned from my mistakes from wrestling and stuff, and in this now, I work my ass off. So
you wrestled in high school, and then what was your first exposure to mixed martial arts?
After high school, I went to college, wrestled community a little bit, and then a guy on that team actually told me about Jonathan Webb's gym. And that's how I found out about Jonathan's, and then from there I signed up at Jonathan's, and then he brought me here, and that's really how it took off.
You started training, and then when did you say, this is what I want to do, I want to get in there and fight?
Right away I knew that I wanted to fight, and then, you know, I was just putting in the work, and then eventually they brought me here to Daniels and EEFC, and that's really when I started taking it serious and started like making it a career for myself.
And what are your goals in the sports? Where do you want to take it?
Out to the top. You know, right now I'm young. I'm only 22. So I just want to keep fighting, keep winning, stay healthy. I want to be a champion. You know, we have a good connection with Cage Fury, CFFC. So I want to win. I just want to keep winning, get finishes, and I would like to win their title, be a CFFC world champion, and then they bring so many guys to the UFC. You know, that's the goal. I want to go to the UFC, and I want to be a UFC world champion too.
When I saw Will Tucker's first fight, he didn't look like that was his first amateur fight. He looked like he had been in there plenty of times. He's seasoned, calm.
Will, even before he had his first fight, people will come to the gym and see him sparring and see him moving and said, man, how many fights this kid has? Like none. And nobody could believe that he had no fights.
I met Will right out of high school. The first day he walked in, I'm from the hood too. I had a rough past, right? So I say, yo, you smoking weed? He was like, no, I'm not smoking weed. But I already know. So I was like, listen, we don't do that. We don't do that stuff in here. Was getting beat up every day. Like when you start training MMA, he told me his goals. Then he stopped. He stopped showing up for a little bit. Got in touch with him and found out some real crazy personal things that he was going through in life. Daniel and I said, listen, we got to help you, and you have good potential, and you got a future in this, and if this is what you want to do, this is what you have to do. This is the path you have to take. Will was literally in the streets as a young kid, in the streets, like living out there, and this kid was staying in the gym, air mattress, like this kid has a crazy story. Yeah. And he fought through that. We trained. I told him, listen, give me 1 year, 6 days a week, 1 year, and you will get a fight. And this is as amateur. And he gave me 1 year, and then we took that fight for Triton, and that's when it took off. He did really
Tucker
good.
continues to dominate this fight. He's easily up 2 rounds as we come here to the end.
Talk about the training leading up to that first fight, because like we were talking about, didn't look like your first fight. You looked smooth. You were switching stances. You were doing things that professionals, seasoned professionals do.
I was supposed to fight a year before that, but
okay.
Actually, I was working night shifts and still training full time at the time. I tore the TFCC in my left wrist, so I had surgery, took a few months off, and then trained again for like probably 6 months, and then we finally got the Triton fight.
So you fought Al Pringle.
Yeah, that was a night, the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Made it happen, so.
Oh, it was a last minute kind of thing.
I think we had some other guys fighting, so I went down there with my strength and conditioning coach. One of the guys pulled out, and I was like,
oh, and you just happened to be there.
I just happened to be in New York.
And
so.
you got a W.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Kick followed up with a right hand from Tucker. Oh. And he's out. It's it. It's all over.
Wow.
William Tucker with a devastating leg shot knocks out Al Pringle.
Where do you see it going from here?
Definitely looking to be a UFC champion. Having one of the guys like Anderson Silva, their names are just gonna live on forever. So.
Well, I think you're in a great place to do it. Just watching the sparring today and how the team is all together. It looks like a bunch of just homegrown guys.
A little slow today.
You didn't look slow, my man. You look good. I was watching. You looked on point. All right, man. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a big fan, so I'm looking forward to the fight. March off that. I appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
You get up from Gabi every time, so
I try. The freaking guy's a beast, man. That guy's a beast.
I know that wasn't easy. I can barely get up off of these guys.
Yo.
What's up, Christian? Looking good, dude.
There you go.
You got a phone over there.
How's everything?
Just photo shoot, get my name out there.
Yeah.
Get some cool pictures. Curtis always gets good pics of me, so.
Believe it or not, I started during the pandemic. I love photography, man. I love videos. I love photography. So it's kind of just like when I had all that time to think about it, I came up with this. I was like, man, I'm gonna grab a camera. So I brought my Sony A9. My wife's brother is Simon. Simon is best friends with Sean Brady. He's a UFC welterweight, 170, future champ. That's my boy. I'm gonna spice him up. But Sean Brady, so that was part of the thing. When I got my camera, I was talking to him and I was like, yo, your career looking real promising. And I was like, you're gonna need a photographer one day. And he plugged me into all the gyms, so he put me on with John, EFC, that's how I met Christian, Daniel Gracie. Yesterday we was with Neil Magny, Jerron Ennis, Paul Felder, and like I said, I've only been doing this for not even a year, you know what I mean? So Iaquinta's in my damn house. I had to kick my family out today. I was like, it's some people coming here. And I'm like, what the heck? You do this often, or?
No, this is probably my first one. I did it for CFFC when I fought for them, but that was probably the only photo shoot I've ever done.
I'm still getting used to it. I was kind of not struggled with it, but it was something, I'm more of just like just fight, you know what I mean? But you got to do it nowadays. You got to branch out. I'm sure he doesn't feel super comfortable right off the bat, but the more he does it, the more he'll feel comfortable, the more he'll get used to it, and the better and better he'll. What's up, man? Hey!
I used to walk to the gym every night. Yeah, today my day off. I was gonna go to the gym this morning, but he's cranky, so decided to chill today.
Chill day.
That last fight, I was looking for it a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that fight so many times after that fight.
What's the craziest predicament you ever had to fight in? Like I know some fighters have been fought in with a broken arm before, and they still stayed in there and tried to get a couple rounds in.
I broke my orbital bone. I got hit with hard jab. Actually, I think that broke my orbital bone.
Definitely getting a finish. Hopefully it's by a knockout, but either way it comes, definitely catching it up. For sure, need one.
Fight week, you just tone it down. They already did the hard work, the hard sparring, the game plan's already set. This week it's just focused on cutting the weight, staying healthy, no injuries, and keeping the mind fresh, you know, because the last week, that's when the fight starts. When you start cutting weight, for the guys, that's where the fight starts, and our job is just to keep them fresh, and we try to implement that in their head, that they gotta love that process, you know? It's part of the process, and it's just what you have to do.
Cage Fury Fighting Championships back in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Nothing bigger than this. It is time to kick off the 2021 season here at 2300 Arena. John Morgan, CM Punk alongside me for CFFC 92. We don't need to talk. Let's just get straight into some fights. We're kicking things off in the next gen featherweight division.
It's been a busy week for his corner. You see Coach John right there following up.
This bout of the evening is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. Standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, fighting for EEFC and Enzo Gracie of Philly. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action for your winner, out of the blue corner, Cameron the Merab O'Geier.
Well, I think the judges got it right there, 29-28, banked those first 2 rounds, lost the 3rd round.
Oh man, it's about time for him to get out there, to be honest. Shit. He's been doing this since he was like, what did he say, like 11, 12? He deserved more than anybody on the team, to be honest with you. But when he gets back to the gym, I'm on his ass. I'm gonna win every round, Pat. I'm on your ass. It's achievable. The goal that we all trying to get to, you know what I mean? It's not so far out the way.
What's that like? Like just seeing your teammates fight? Is that like a weirder feeling than even being in there?
Nerve-wracking, bro. Cause you know, we like a family in that gym, so you want them to do good. And like a fight game, that's fucking anything could happen, to be honest with you. My ticket shows for itself. I know he's gonna win. Know he's gonna win.
Alright, look, we're in our stage, right?
Now I just finished teaching kids MMA. So I have a bunch of little siblings, little brothers and sisters, so I'm used to the kids. It's fun, you know. Teaching in general, it kind of just like it makes you better. You have to learn how to teach things different ways people think and stuff like that. So I mean, I like it. And then as far as the fight, I just started a little slow, and then I lost my composure. I only have 6 fights ever in my career. Like, I don't have kickboxing fights or Muay Thai fights. I have 6 MMA. And if you've never been in a cage, going out, these bright lights, cameras on you, family watching, friends watching, you know. I've set myself up now that when I'm done fighting, I'm definitely going to have my own academy. I'm going to have my own gym. I don't plan on stop fighting until I'm one of the greatest ever. Like, in my mind, that's truly my goal. I want to go to the UFC. It'll happen eventually, man. This video, I'm 22 now. I'm an amateur fighter. In 10 years, I'll be in the UFC. I'll be making some noise, you know?
In the sport of mixed martial arts, there's never an easy fight. Nothing is guaranteed except victory or defeat. The only thing a fighter can do is keep moving forward and keep climbing the ladder to greatness. Even though only one individual steps in the cage at a time, this truly is a team sport. I am Raging Iaquinta, and this is In the Mix.